All right, let's get started. Okay, you guys, welcome to an episode of the Big Money Stylist podcast. I'm with Christina. She is one of my MBR artists. You're inside, you graduated from the academy, aren't you? Yes. Licensed artist for MBR. And I was like, hey, anytime I get licensed artists here, I'm like, can we snag one and do a podcast? Because it's like, I feel like I know you guys because I follow you on social media, but then I'm like, shit. I'm like, I get like everybody's stories kind of like mixed up. So it's fun to kind of get to know the licensed artist a little bit more. And I have a confession.
Yes. Tell me.
Okay. I went and had lip filler this morning.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like they're still kind of numb. I had it done like early this morning and they're like, can you do a podcast and a training? And I was like, absolutely. But I don't know if you've ever had filler done, but like my lips feel like they're like two giant sausages.
No, I didn't even notice.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, I wore a hat today and I was like, oh my God. But okay, good.
I did not even notice.
Woo! I was
great.
like, you know, when like
good.
when you have something done, then you're like, everybody's looking at me. And then nobody's looking at you. That's how I feel today. So, but thank you. They're a little swollen. So if I slur my words, it's because I've got a little filler done today.
Okay.
So I want to hear a little bit about your story. I know we were talking briefly before we started the podcast. I didn't even know you recently moved. But first off, tell me, how long have you been doing MBR?
Okay, so I joined NBR in 2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
So not too long.
No, not too long. Right before the pandemic, I actually saw you
Okay.
on Instagram, and I had given up on extensions.
Oh, really?
I did.
Okay.
I was doing tape-ins, and I even gave up on myself with extensions because I was wearing tape-ins. So I bleached my hair, and I fried it. And I was researching. I fell across you, and at the same time, I wanted to restructure my business. I was going to go to college for a business degree.
Okay. You were still going to do hair, but just go, okay.
Just incorporate it because I wanted more education. I knew that I needed that.
Right.
So then you offered the business marketing and the extensions, and I was
You're like, done deal.
Yeah.
Nice. So do you have a row or two in?
I have two.
I was like, you have good hair.
No, well, now I do.
Yeah, I was like,
Not
I
at
don't remember it being ever fried or bleached or bad.
Well, Katie did my hair at
Oh, okay.
DKW.
Oh, I was like, it looks beautiful, like your color and everything. I'm like, do you have a row in there?
It's been 4 years. So
so
my
it's
hair
recovered.
is like, yeah.
Yeah. So now is MBR is like the only extension method you offer.
Yes.
And you recently moved to Vegas. Where did you move from?
I moved from California,
Okay.
small town in California called Santa Maria area. And about a year and a half ago, I moved to Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
What took you to Vegas?
My husband's job, we needed to be in a bigger city. We were in a really small town, so we needed to be in Vegas is not huge, but it's bigger.
It's bigger. What does he do?
He's a professional soccer coach from England. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
So he's like,
cool.
we're packing up, we're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
So you are primarily, how many days a week behind the chair are you right now?
Right now, I'm 3 days.
Okay. And are you, do you do color extensions? Like, what do you do? Do you do everything or just color and extensions?
I just do color and extensions. Just extensions.
Just extensions. Okay. So, and you're just doing MBR. Are you comfortable with like the amount you're working or do you want more?
No, 3 days is
3 days
great for
is
me.
good?
Yeah, I love 3 days. I used to work 6 days and, do all that craziness, but
You have kids?
I do, but they're adults.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You look
28 and 25.
You look young to have 20-year-old kids, but that's good for you.
It's the MBR.
It's the MBR. So you've got your kids. Are they in Vegas with you?
No, my son is in Orange County. He's here.
Okay.
And my daughter is in Virginia Beach.
Oh, cool. So you guys could kind of get away to kind of start something fresh and new in Vegas. And honestly, it's funny because once you start offering just extensions, you're like, why do I want to work? It's hard. I think people don't realize that doing hair on your feet every day for 6 days a week, it's like physically taxing on your body. And I don't know about you, but we give so much to our clients. Just talking all day long, we really are like therapists.
Yeah, I did not know what to do with myself after I actually had time. I had to like learn new hobbies and all this stuff. It was crazy.
I was gonna say, then on your day off, you almost like feel a little guilty. You're like, should I be doing something? What should I be doing? It's funny because I I'm behind the chair, but I'm only behind the chair for education or like every once in a while I sneak in a client that I like. I don't advertise that I'm even doing hair, but I was like the same way. It's like once you free up all this time, you're like, what do I do? But for me, I kind of try to turn any extra time into being productive and into marketing. So what have you noticed specifically with, I keep telling everybody, because I've been coaching and we have a council group and everybody right now, and it's not just hairdressers, they're struggling with lack of leads right now. And everyone's like, oh, we're in a slow depression. And I'm like, I don't think we are. I think the game is just changing, and what was easy is now hard, right?
Yeah. I mean, our industry has changed and there's so many artists out there.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's just talking to my client and then showing what they need to change as far as how I can help them. So that's kind of how I market, like just helping them in the way they need, like thinning hair,
Right.
undetectable extensions, and showing them how I can help them.
How do you get most of your leads right now? Is it social media? Is it like in person? Is it like referrals?
A lot of different things. I'm on the MBR directory. I have a website. I have Google reviews. I just started my Yelp. Instagram has been really good. Facebook. I mean, I'm doing
Everything.
all the things.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because that's what I've been telling artists too. Is like, because we teach daily 4, right? And I'm like, hey, you can't have checklist marketing. It doesn't work. Like, if you're just like, you're like, oh, I posted, today I got my post in, but you need leads, then you literally have to almost. I tell my artists, I'm like, hey, guess what? You're your biggest number 1 fan. Like, you almost have to be annoying. Like, you have to find multiple. It's got to be Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest is big right now. You've just got to hit up every social media channel. And how long have you been behind the chair?
17 years.
So I was going to say, like, I mean, I always say, I'm like, I started when I was like a baby, but I feel like if you've been doing hair for over 10 years, like social media didn't exist like 10, 15 years ago.
No.
And I'm like, how did we get leads? We had to actually go out and be social.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
or like word of mouth, or tell your tell your family, tell your coworkers.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, to have a referral program.
Yeah.
Just trying to get creative with all the tools that NBR has given me, and just kind of
just seeing what's working and what's not, and asking, how did you find me? And like, I know it's crazy because I feel like you do have to do a little bit of all of it. But like I said, like if you've been doing hair for as long as we have, like there's this element of hustle that got lost when social media came. And so you have all these like artists that are like, oh, I'm not getting leads. I'm like, well, you didn't learn how to hustle.
Yeah.
So now it's a game of like, you have to have a good website. You have to have a good Instagram. You have to actually be social.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I always say it's like blending like old times and modern times.
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but like, there's a lot of truth to it. Like, we have to like come out of our shells and like figure out technology.
Exactly.
Which I was like, if you're like I know. It's like, I mean, if you've been doing hair for a while, like the idea of like even creating a reel, I'm like, this fucking button won't.
I know.
But I'm sure your kids help you like figure stuff out. I'm always asking my teenagers, I'm like, how do I get the new song? Like, what do I do? What is this? How does this, do you do TikTok yet?
I started TikTok.
I can't commit.
I just kind of, whatever I do on Instagram, I put it on TikTok, but I'm really focusing more on Instagram and Facebook. But I tried TikTok. I don't know. I'm just like,
I feel too old for TikTok.
I know.
I can't do it.
I don't want to dance and all that.
I just feel dumber every time I go on TikTok. I literally am like, I lost 10 minutes of my life. I'm never getting back. But I honestly, TikTok's the one social media platform that I'm like, dude, I've never gotten a lead from TikTok, so I kind of gave up on it.
I tried. Yeah, same.
I tried, and I just feel like it's not for the hairstylist. I mean, maybe if you're like really out there and you have like a really quirky, crazy personality, because that's what TikTok is. It's like, I always say it's like watching a train wreck. Like you can't stop
it's
watching
so free.
it.
Like you can say or do, and I'm more like a little bit more shy.
Introverted.
Yeah,
I know.
So, I don't know.
That's how I am too. I'm like, I'm more introverted, but I also too think like I really connect with clients, and I'm sure you do too. And that's why when you get them on a consultation, you're like, hey, I'm offering you. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm literally like, you're listening. Okay, so this is how I do all my consultations. Okay. And I'm sure you do too, because you've gone through the academy and you're a licensed artist. But it's like when I get somebody on a consultation, whether it's for hair or even selling them into the academy, the first things I do is I just ask them like, hey, what are you currently struggling with? Or with your hair? What type of extensions have you tried? What did you not like about them? And I just let them like talk for like 10 minutes. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I've tried those or I've done that. And then I kind of relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come back with MBR as the solution. And then it's like, it's not even like I'm selling it to them. I'm like, you have a problem. I just solved your problem. And so I don't know if that's how you do your consultations, but like I feel like that is like, it's like connecting with people, right? And genuinely helping them.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the main thing is hearing them, like listening to them and them knowing that we actually care and want to help them. And it's just the transformations, like they don't even remember what they felt like or look like before because they're different after they get their hair.
I always feel like when I have like a big transformation, I always feel like when they leave, I'm like, there you are. It's like you've been hiding.
Exactly.
And then when they feel like sexy and confident, you're like, there you are. And so I always say we're selling a feeling.
Exactly.
Like we really are. And it's fun to see like women kind of like come out of their shell like, oh my God, like as something as simple as hair, you know? It's like you wear your hair every single day. And it's funny. I feel like if you're passionate about helping women, our trade just happens to be hair. So it's like, here, I'm going to like help you out in the form of giving you beautiful, amazing hair.
Yep.
So what are some of the biggest things you know? So you went through the academy fairly quick. Do you feel like that kind of helped shift your mindset? And like, how did your life and your business change? Like, was it like you were just burnt out working 6 days a week and you wanted something different? Or like, how did it transform?
Yeah, I mean, all of it. Like I knew I had to change something. I just didn't know how to do it.
Right.
I didn't know I needed some guidance. And I knew that I just loved the hair. So I felt like it was just a perfect
fit
package. Yeah, for me and my business.
Do you own a salon? I can't remember.
No, I just moved to a salon in Las Vegas. It's a salon, and they have commission, booth rent, and then they have 3 separate suites.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in one of those suites.
Like a suite. Oh, so you're like an independent, like renter of a suite. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
it's so you're kind of a salon owner, but it's just you solo.
Yes.
Do you have an assistant with you right now?
No, I wish.
You need an assistant.
I had one in California, and she was amazing, and it was perfect. But
yeah. How come you don't have one in Vegas yet?
I'm still building in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still building there and trying to get exposure and trying to even get NBR out there because I don't feel like NBR isn't really known in Las Vegas. Yeah.
I have one girl in council, Sky. She lives in Vegas.
I love Sky.
But yeah, it's crazy. You know what it is? This is going to sound bad because I actually started when I first started doing hair, I started working in Vegas.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
And it's crazy because this sounds bad, but I feel like Orange County and Vegas have like not so great extensions. You know what I mean? Like people don't even know what to look for.
Yeah, I see it everywhere.
Same in Orange County. I'm like, there's so much money here, and every girl wants fake hair, not fake hair, but extensions, and you see so many not so good ones.
No.
And so it's crazy. I've been telling everybody when you're doing your marketing, we want to describe extensions as like, here's the benefits to look for, but clients don't really know what to research and what to look for.
Right.
And that's why they're all looking for hand tied or hidden or whatever it is because they don't know any different. So whenever I'm doing my marketing, I really have to think because obviously I market to hairstylists, but I also market to clients for my salon. And so I always say with your marketing, remember who you're speaking to. Because sometimes we want to start talking and educating, and I'll see this all the time on social media, and I'm like, I love this information, but this is information for an artist, and a client is like, what the hell is she talking about? Exactly. And so I always say, like, with your marketing message, remember who you're speaking to, and you almost have to dumb it down. I know that sounds weird, but it's like...
layman's term.
Yes, literally. Like, it's like, I have this friend, she's an esthetician, and every time I watch her videos, and she's amazing, right? She's like amazing. She's an injector. She does like so many crazy things. And I always tell her, I'm like, can you please dumb that down? I have no idea. You're talking too sciencey.
Stephanie?
Yes! I'm always like, girl, I don't know. Just tell me I'm going to have fuller skin. I'm going to have more collagen. Just tell me I'm going to look 28, okay? That's what I tell her. And so
lift me up.
Literally, I'm like, I don't care if you're using Vobella, Schmabella, Botox. I'm like, I don't care. I want you to tell me like I want you to use words like it's gonna look soft, it's gonna look natural, it's gonna look fuller. And so I find that with hair too. Recently I've been trying to redo my salon funnel and I was like, okay, I gotta just tell them like you can pull your hair up in a ponytail. It's not gonna cause any damage. Like like, you know, little things like that. So I would suggest like for your marketing too, when you're getting on social media, what I have found is working lately is literally like I said, layman's terms, and remember who the audience is that you're speaking to. Yeah. And then my other biggest tip for like getting leads right now is like merging old school and new school together. Yeah. Like going back to the hustle of like networking. We have even found like flyers to be working, going around different places. It's just crazy. You know what?
Someone sent me the other day, an artist. I don't even think she was doing hair, but I think she does eyelashes. But she went to Target and was putting her cards in clothes. Did you see that?
Oh no, but that's kind of smart.
I'm like, can I dare to do? What if they? I don't know. Well, just kind of like
it seems weird. It seems like uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, but
like, what did
nobody's
we do?
gonna know you. You have to like put yourself out there in creative ways, and I don't know. I just thought that's pretty creative.
I've decided that people.
Or let's go to Louis Vuitton and do it. I don't know.
Oh, that's there are always their cards in here. I don't know if that would. I don't know.
I don't know if
they'll
allow us that. Yeah.
But you know what you could do? It's so funny because I was telling. When I first started my brand, I would like strategically go to the mall or Target at certain times. When I knew like, okay, this is like school's getting out, like the moms are going to be there. I strategically would take a lunch break in the middle of my salon day and go to Target. This is when social media didn't exist.
That's genius.
And I'm not social, but I needed money.
Well, yeah.
So I would go to Target and I would be like, and I would just be like looking all cute, and I'd literally find moms that had kids or whatever, and I'd be like, your son's so cute. Oh my gosh, how old is he? Oh, I want kids one day. And I would just be like, your hair color is pretty. What kind of highlights are those? And just sometimes it would stick and sometimes it wasn't. I severely offended a few girls. I remember one time I was like, what kind of extensions are you wearing? And she must have not liked my tone because she's like, what do you mean? Like she was offended that I knew she had extensions on. My girl, I can see every little piece on there. So you have to be careful when you approach it, but... Yeah. I'm like, it can be doable. I feel like I said, nowadays we have the illusion of being social, and I've decided that everybody is like, they're all like hermits. We're all like actually antisocial. So I don't know. That's my theory is that we have to still be on social media and do all the things. Plus we now actually have to
leave the house.
I don't want to. Don't make me leave the house. I don't want to. Today I'm like in sweatpants and I was like, oh shit, I got to go do a training. So I put on my MBR. No, this is an MBR. This is an aloe hat. But yeah, we do. We have to like leave the house and start connecting with people. Yeah. It's not even about being social. I think people are losing connection. Yeah. They really are.
I agree.
And so it's crazy. Yeah. But thank you so much for being on this podcast. I know it's kind of short, but I like to take the opportunity to get to know my licensed artists a little bit more, have you guys share a little bit of your story. Tell me the name of your Instagram because I literally was like, what's your Instagram? And I thought it was Hair Witches and it's not. So you got to tell me the story with this.
It's Hair with CS.
Okay.
CS for Christina Spence. Okay. But it sounds like Hair Witches.
I thought it was cute though. Like I've been following you for a while and I was like, Hair Witches, that's cute. I thought of like crafty, like witcher. I don't know. I literally thought it was cute. But it stuck out to me though. I was good. Like, so
should I like say that on my marketing now? Hair witches, do you think?
I mean, test it. I'm not opposed to be like, why am I a hair witch? I'm a good witch. And let me tell you why. Because I'm going to give you this magical hair. I mean, yes. I think it's kind of catchy. Like I literally was like, that's cute, hair witches. So try it. See, start talking about it or tell the story behind it. Be like, I'm not a hair witch, but I can be your hair witch. So it's just kind of like figuring out what's working and what's not working. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk to you about a little bit about marketing because you are trying to build a little bit more. And I feel like everybody's kind of in this space of they're like, why are things slowing down? Why are we in a recession? I'm like, we're not. The game is evolving and changing and we have to adapt. We don't have to slow down. We have to adapt. So I have a homework assignment for you. Okay. So your homework assignment this next week when you go home, you have to figure out what is working in your marketing. Keep doing that.
Okay.
And then figure out, okay, is this maybe not working, and what can I do differently?
Okay.
Literally, when we meet with our counselor group, we meet every week, and it's like, what's working, what's not working. There's so much power in just like literally sitting down and being like, what's working, what's not working.
Okay.
Because sometimes we think the answer is way far off, and like we're like, I don't know the answer. And you're like, the answer is literally right in front of you. If you just break it down, what's working and what's not working, then you're like, okay, I need to do this. Or like you said, like, this seems silly, but like she put cards in like, you're like, what do I have to lose? Like, I'm going to go try it out and see whether it works. And then if you're like, well, that didn't work, but also you have to kind of give it some time.
Yes.
Right?
Patience is like my worst.
Yep. I think that's like, I mean, truth for me too. Like with marketing, we'll try something, and if it doesn't work immediately, I like freak out. My teams are like, okay, we sent 2 emails, calm down. I'm like, okay, fine. So sometimes it takes being consistent and then like give it a fair amount of consistency to then really decide, is this working? Is it not working?
Absolutely.
So that's your homework this week, is what's working, what's not working inside of your marketing. Jig and adjust. I'm going to DM you on Instagram a week from now, and I'm going to be like, hey, Christina, what's working, what's not working? And you're going to be like, Hair Witches worked really well. So you guys, if you are interested in scheduling in Las Vegas, reach out to her. Her Instagram is, again, tell them.
Hair with CS, Hair Witches.
So just look up Hair Witches. Now, see, they're not going to forget. Now they're going to be like Vegas, Hair Witches. So yeah, MBR is a system of hair extensions I created years ago. I now created an academy where artists that want more than just pretty hair, but they want business, marketing, sales, accountability. And now we have a list of licensed artists. Again, this is not just like a 2-day certification.
No.
It's usually, how long did it take you? About a year?
It took me 2.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well,
it's because it's during the pandemic. You're one of the brave souls that made it through.
I stuck through.
You stuck it through. But it's a program that I'm passionate about for hairstylists, so that you don't burn out behind the chair, that you can create that dream clientele, but really create beautiful hair. Like, your hair looks amazing. You showed up on point today. I look a little bit homeless, but that's okay. I'm going to go home and wash it. But it's fine. That's what good hair is. You just throw a hat on.
It always looks good.
You're good to go. So thank you guys so much for listening to the Big Money Stylist podcast. We launch this every single Tuesday with myself or another artist, just kind of sharing stories in our industry, what's working, what's not working, so that we can inspire other artists just like you. So if you love this podcast, share it with your friends and tune in every single Tuesday. All right, bye.